What's going on, guys? It's MitchMotoMaths here, coming at you with another Rate My Ride video. This time we are heading out to the Strathbogies, so that is once again in northeast Victoria, about 20 minutes north of Mansfield. In between, you kind of go in between Mansfield and Bonnie Doon is probably the best place to get through there. So if you're coming from Melbourne, you'll be basically turning left after you cross the bridge at Bonnie Doon. Well, a little bit after, about a kilometre after, and heading up north to Barjag. You can also get there through Merton and come over that side, but just the way I know best is through Barjag. Route map is posted up right now, so have a quick look at it before we continue. So, Strathbogies, once again, high country Victoria. Awesome ride to do. Great ride, and you know, it's pretty accessible. I think the main thing is to make sure that you've got at least a car that can go across graded dirt roads. So if your car can tow your bike, you'll have no issue there. If you come through the Barjag side, there is a nice little day picnic area that you can park and unload your bikes in, so it's no hassle there. In terms of coming from the other side, I'm not really that sure about. I haven't come from that side before on the bikes. Come through on the car. Wasn't really looking out for places to unload the bike, so can't give that with too much specifics in terms of whether it's super easy to access, but coming from the Mansfield side, really easy to access, and so if you want, you can obviously stay. It is pretty close to the Starglen, the turn off for the Starglen Lodge, which is well known for welcoming bikes, and I'm pretty sure you can ride on their property as well. It's well known in the sort of the northeast Victoria area for that region. The other thing is this Strathbogies is near, it's near Mansfield, so you're near Lake Eildon, which means you're near the Pines, which I haven't done a video on yet, but it is coming soon. Probably be one of the next few. You're near Howclar, you're near Chess Hunt, which is another one that I'll be doing. There's a lot of riding out this way, and it's definitely worth the trip. But let's keep talking about the Strathbogies. The Strathbogies is pretty, in terms of its difficulty level, is actually there's a couple of beginners will struggle a little bit, and this was pretty early on in my dirt riding career that I came here and had that experience of being pushed to the point where I vomited, but that had partly because of having way too much to eat for breakfast before we left, because I was not thinking about the fact that we were going to be riding hard, and yeah. But yes, the difficulty level, there's a lot of wide range, and there's ways to avoid tracks and things that your beginner riders can't access. And if you've got someone that knows their way around, or get the more experienced riders to go up ahead and check it out, there's plenty of different paths and things that you can take, which is a big aspect of this. There's a lot of state forest and a lot of everything out that way, and it's just super easy to find things that are worth your while looking at. And it's right around the corner from Mount Samaria State Park as well, so you've actually got that as an option for making a couple of days out of it. I don't have any footage from Samaria because I had some recording issues, so we will do that soon. So talked a little bit of the track style on surface. It's rough dirt rock style. Nothing too difficult. There's not a lot of clay. It's actually a really good surface for a casual dirt ride, and looking at the footage, you can tell that it's very enjoyable area to ride in and take your time and enjoy the scenery. So the track style surface is lots of little hill climbs that aren't extreme. You just get to push yourself for a little bit, and then you have a little bit of a coast, and then you push yourself for a little bit, then descend and do it all over again. But yeah, in terms of its options, there's heaps of different little paths you can take. If you want to go one way one week, it's one of those places where you'll be able to come back heaps, and you won't feel like you've actually repeated quite a bit of the routes. It'll take a little while for you to go quite a few times before you felt like stuff starting to repeat. Nathan and I are planning on, not sure if it's one of the places we're doing, but we're planning on in these sorts of areas building some road books, so for people that want to do some practice for open roads, or just getting out there and doing road books. This is probably one of the areas that we're going to do first. I think he wants to do the Pines first, even though it is a little bit of a smaller area. It's still something I think he knows really well. So, but we'll find the time to do that. Once I've settled in a new property, by this time, and you would know I've already settled into it. We're getting pretty close to Christmas, so it's going to be a bit of a busy couple of weeks. I've still got a few videos to record to do the voiceover for and stuff like that. I've done all the recording. There's a heap of options. Nothing. It's not on a level. And maybe this is just because I've only been there once, so I've been to the Otways a few more times. I don't think it's on the level of the Otways, but I could be wrong. There is a heap around there, so I'm leaning towards that I'm wrong, but we'll see. It's definitely one to put on the list if you're even remotely close to Northeast Victoria, but obviously the 2.5 hour trip for some people could be a little bit off-putting, but I am near that area as of the day not the day I'm recording this, but the house settles the day after that I'm doing this voiceover. So if we get along well enough, and you're someone that I ride a few times with, it's definitely some you can come up for the weekend and go for a ride. Always keen to ride with people that watch my videos, because they can give me a little bit of feedback and stuff like that. But we are gonna kind of finish this off. Just talking about the views and the scenery. This is a really beautiful area, and I'll make sure to use one of the photos that we took from this day as the thumbnail. It'll be a bit of a repeated thumbnail, but the views and stuff is just awesome. There's a heap of spots that you can stop. We found a gold mine, old gold mine out here as well, and that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, there's quite a few little historical things if you're into that sort of stuff, to take a browse at and take a peek and learn a little bit about the history of the high country and all of that. But yeah, I think you've got if you could come up for a week and a half in this area, base yourself for a Mansfield Bonnie Doon, and you will not run out of rides to do in that area. Where there is talk of Open Roads 2024, so not next year's, but the year after, being pretty close to this area, which would be really good for me. I haven't booked yet, but I am planning on booking for Open Roads now that they've announced that it is possible for people on rec reg bikes to participate, as I'll find a way, you know, to get my bike sorted and everything like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I highly recommend the area. I don't think any area that I do for the Rate My Ride, I would say don't go here. Mostly because all of the rides we do are kind of vetted by Nathan anyway. So I'm hoping I can get a little bit of independence, and get out when he's not able to come out now that I'm going there. But most of the time that I don't have someone to ride with, I end up going out on a road bike just because it's a little bit easier. You can just get on the bike and get going. As I mentioned, I'm still looking at getting a T7. Obviously, the buying a house kind of threw that in the thing, and as well as the fact that I had to replace my car. So I'm getting there, and but we'll have a T7. I'm hoping by the end of 2023, but it's looking more like mid 2024, end of 2024 will be when I get the T7, unless something pops up that's just too good of a price to turn down. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video, which will be another Rate My Ride. We're probably going to do the Pines in the next video, so Lake Eildon. I'm really kind of leaning into this Northeast Victoria theme at the moment. I will, however, finish the last two that I've got in this little kind of section of Rate My Rides. Will be definitely not Northeast Victoria. I'll just give you that little hint. If you've watched previous videos, you'll know which areas I'm thinking about doing. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.